The Bicentennial, a Southern Indiana perspective presented by French Lick Resort.
We pick up our story in 1742 when the French acquire Vincennes by means of a gift deed from the Indians. On the banks of the Wabash River, Vincennes starts out as an important stop for early traders. Over time, it also becomes a strategic and highly valued military outpost. Passing from France to the British in 1763, the Redcoats take over, much to the consternation of American colonists about to rebel in the face of British rule. It all came to a head in 1779, when Colonel George Rogers Clark led a group of Virginia militiamen on a long, perilous march through frozen, flooded backcountry and staged a surprise attack on the much bigger British force inside Fort Sackville at Vincennes. Capturing British Governor and General Henry Hamilton, Clark's brilliant and decisive victory was hailed far and wide and gave fledgling America a foothold in the Northwest Territory. Clark's men would soon cut overland trails that provided a route more direct than the Buffalo Trace between Vincennes and his base at the Falls of the Ohio near Louisville. Clark's Trace would put French Lick on the map, and George Rogers Clark would be recognized as a true hero of the American Revolution. Despite the glory that came in his 20s, George Rogers Clark's life unwound tragically. He was never properly reimbursed by Virginia or the federal government for the personal debt he'd amassed in funding those military campaigns. Clark was given land for his efforts. Clark's grant along the banks of the Ohio River across from Louisville became today's Clarksville. But Clark lost or was forced to sell much of the land as those war-year debtors closed in on him. He died penniless on his sister's farm outside of Louisville. It was well after his death that Clark's heroic feats were fully recognized with the building of the George Rogers Clark National Monument. It's on the banks of the Wabash River in Vincennes, where Fort Sackville sat in 1779, the very place where George Rogers Clark earned the title of Conqueror of the Old Northwest. If you drive there along Highway 150, you're following Clark's Trace through the Springs Valley westward through Shoals in Lagodi.